What lovely earrings.
I don't know if I looked at these before. Earrings that make make you dream of your dreams coming true. They sound like something out of a dream themselves. Yeah, if anyone's suffering from constant nightmares, I'd want to give these to them. People should at least be able to be happy in their dreams. You really are a kind boy, Laphicet. What about you? Do you ever have nightmares? Don't worry about me. I sleep soundly and almost never dream. And once I am awake, there's another day of work to be done. I'm simple that way. You work to make your dreams come true, you mean. That suits you just fine, Eleanor.
That staff is so cool!
Surpassing through time and space. Does this mean we could travel into the past and future? Awesome, that means we could go into the past and I wouldn't go back even if I could. If we could undo the things that have been done, the soul of whoever did those deeds will remain the same. It wouldn't change who I am inside, or who he is. So what about the future? I'm in no hurry to see what might come. No, I have to accept who I am in the present I've created. That just shows how determined you are, Velvet.
I sense a fantastic force within this.
Eye of Atimony. Here's a pretty little piece of art. You know, I can definitely imagine a larger version of this being able to levitate an entire city. You're right out of your mind. What possible purposes are in floating a city? I don't get it. Why indeed? I don't claim to have any answers, but they must have had their reasons. Maybe they just wanted to see if they could. That's ridiculous, but I wish I could say you were wrong. That's a bigger part of human nature than one might think. Aye, that drive is a major difference between them and Malakim. It also leads them to malevolence. I'm aware, but still, it's a part of who they are and I don't entirely mind.
This is a relic from another civilization. I'm sure of it.
Mysterious model crafted on the Quickie Peninsula, said to have the power to unite two different energies. What's this about uniting two different energies? Does this mean this object could bring harmony between humans and Malakim? It's possible, but without knowing how to operate this thing, we can never be sure. In any case, these were originally used to enable people of two opposing worlds to wield magic. What? That sounds like how exorcists use Malakim, so these were weapons then. Some say they were used to unite Mabo Tofu and Curry to create Mabo Curry. You mean we owe Mabo Curry to this thing? Heh, there's no need to get worked up, Eleanor. It's only natural when you think about it. Whenever there are two opposing sides, both a sense of animosity and a desire for harmony are perfectly normal. Right, what matters is the path we choose. Well, it's kind of strange, but this town does not seem to have a Bloodwings member to help me turn in my code reds. Guess they don't operate here for some reason.
Eleanor, what's your game here?
The mother and daughter, you mean? That's on me. I'll search for them myself.
I don't care about that.
Well, what then?
Why are you actively helping us decipher the book, when we're using it to thwart the Abbey's plans?
You think I might be deliberately misleading you? Laying a trap of some sort for you all?
Are you?
I think you're a lot of things, Demon, but foolish is not one of them. I want to know the truth. I want to know what Lord Artorius is trying to accomplish. And there's something happening in the world right now. I want to know what it is. Unfortunately, little old Eleanor has never been deemed trustworthy enough to be given such information. So, my only option is to find out for myself.
You've got the soul searching down at least.
The Abbey and your band of rogues follow two different paths, but something tells me either will lead me to the same destination.
And so you don't see any need to lie to us?
Exactly.
And what'll you do if those truths don't line up cleanly with what you believe?
I'm not sure yet.
As honest an answer as any. Either way, it looks like you'll be working with us for the near future.
Yes, for now.
Hey, could I ask you something?
What is it?
About the Therions. I've heard you call yourself a Therion before. Is there any particular insight you have about them?
No, none. Artorius said I was one, that's all.
And that doesn't bother you?
Does it bother you?
Nope, not at all. If you're not worried, then neither am I.
I'm surrounded by freaks. But was that truly the reason Ceres chose me?
Velvet keeps picking on Madame Eleanor. They're total opposites, so I know they're just gonna clash sometimes, but Velvet takes it too far.
You really think they're totally opposite?
If Madame Eleanor is a white lily, then Velvet is a black rose. If Madame Eleanor is a soaring Pegasus, then Velvet is a wolf in the shadows. If Madame Eleanor is a plate of spaghetti carbonara, Velvet is squidding noodles with seaweed.
I don't follow you completely, but I think I get the point.
I'm sure you understand. The two have nothing at all in common. And since they don't share anything in common, some fighting now and then just can't be helped.
Well, they both have beautiful hair.
Okay, but we're talking a noble exorcist and an aloof demon.
Eleanor sometimes treats you coldly, and Velvet has helped me more times than I can count.
Madame Eleanor gives herself fully to the salvation of others, but Velvet is bent solely on revenge.
That means they're both motivated by thoughts of others.
How is the cheerful and talkative Madame Eleanor at all the same as the brooding, taciturn Velvet?
Both of them talk to me when it's just the two of us together.
You're just trying to be contrary.
I'm only telling you what I've experienced.
Actually, I feel that Madame Eleanor isn't really reaching out to me.
It's all right if Eleanor doesn't want to talk to you. I'm here for you, Bienfu. You aren't alone.
That just makes me feel lonelier.
You two are opposites yourselves.
Huh?
Got peach gel. MP Bowl fragment. Express pendant.
I don't think we have a chance.
I hate this guy's hitbox so much.
I'll stop you. I'll stop you. I'll stop you. Hurricane. Ready to die? Think you can dodge? Just try. Perfect mayhem. Sky's like Macau. Hurricane, see this?
Little forest! Take that! Devour! Got you!
Hurricane, see this? You're wide open!
You won't get away! Take that! Devour! Internal forest!
Macau! Illusory veil! See this? Let's go! Fraud!
Shadow flow! Internal forest! You won't get away!
Step!
Got you! Take that! Devour!
I'll take place of wind!
You won't get away! No mercy! Wounds I won't shield! Carving the flesh! Lethal pain!
Killing flash! When I'm this close, I won't miss! Form zero! Thunder!
Now, with a single breath, they appear! Here they come! There's no stopping them now! Good hit!
Oh, 60k.
My complete and utter victory? Did you?
Not get that many break souls. Yeah, I'll take it. That boss had a horrible hitbox.
All right.
Red Verbena obtained.
This rocky shore just keeps going. Just don't step on any sea slugs, okay?
Why not? What's the big deal?
It's just that it isn't pretty. Their insides squish everywhere.
Yikes. That sounds pretty traumatizing.
Then again, if you pickle their innards, it makes for a great snack.
You eat them?
Oh, don't be a baby. You've had worse.
Forget the sea slugs. Try not to step on the coral.
Good point. Coral is alive and needs our protection.
Or maybe it's because some of it can be sold for jewelry.
I didn't mean either of those reasons. Although Manaan appears similar to Maclear Beach, it was formed by a completely different process.
Now that you mention it, this area is covered by rocks.
Maclear is just your average seashore, but Manaan here was made by the slow corrosion of seaside caves.
They were worn away by the waves?
That too, but mainly, It was the handiwork of a rock-eating species of coral, known as ravening table coral. Stay in contact long enough, and they'll melt your flesh right off.
Ah, so that's why it tingles every time I touch the coral.
Why didn't you warn us earlier?
Asmodeus earrings. Do I have that already? Red saffron.
Laphicet, have you been taking care of that rhino stag roast like a good boy?
Of course. I make sure to feed it every night before I go to sleep, since it's nocturnal.
How long are you going to keep on calling it a rhino stag roast?
I don't know. It's a new kind of beetle, so it's gonna be hard to tell if it's really a rhino or a stag. You're asking a lot of questions. Bienfu, do you like bugs?
Duh! I love rhinoceros and stag beetles both! What guy doesn't find them fascinating?
Right? So which kind of beetle do you think it is? Rhino or stag?
Oh, that's a tough question. But guess what? Miss Mogulu taught me a surefire way to tell.
I didn't know there was a way to tell.
Yeah, but if I do it, you gotta name it after me, alright? Come on! What guy doesn't wish he had a cool bug named after himself, right? And besides, Miss Mogulu told me that this technique is so good that it's only fair to have a bug named after you in return. So what do you say, man to man? Come on, let's live the dream!
Oh, all right. How can I say no to that? Besides, we all did work together to capture it anyway.
Yay! Thanks, Laphicet. All right, show me the bug, and I'll tell you what it is. Miss Mogulu says you need to open up its outer wings and get a good whiff of the thin underwings.
I'm pretty sure I remember rhinoceros and stag beetles smelling really nasty under their wings.
Is it really that bad?
Why not find out for yourself?
No thanks. I think I'll pass.
Maybe you shouldn't do this after all, Bienfu.
You probably just want to hog the name all to yourself. Well, too bad. A real man never goes back on his word. If it packs a mean punch, then it's a rhinoceros beetle. And if it smells really zesty, then it's a stag beetle.
I don't know about this.
Just let him do it, Laphicet. He's already volunteered.
I can do this. Just you watch. This smell is the most bad thing that ever bad in it.
Whoa! He fainted with his eyes still open! Hey! Wake up! Wake up, Bienfu!
Miss Mogulu, as soon as I smelled it, my nose literally exploded.
He looks like he's having a bad dream.
Oh, I feel like Estelle Bright would get along with the boys in this group when it comes to talking about bugs, huh?
I spy with my little eyes a kiddo who's spying at my bewitching waist.
Oh, sorry. I just couldn't help it. What are those books anyway?
Oh, that's a great question. Since you asked, I'll reveal the secrets of my tomes just for you. On the right, I've got my household ledger in the back and my magic encyclopedia in the front. That one I mostly use for oil blotting paper.
What's oil blotting paper?
It's a girl thing. The two on the left are my heavy book, which I use for flower pressings, and then my super pop-up book.
A super pop-up book?
When you open it, it pops out with the force of a raging river! When an enemy has me cornered, I can just open it up facing a nearby wall and pop! Instant getaway! The only downside is that it's a real pain to try to get closed again, so I haven't used it in years.
What about the book right in front?
That's actually layer cake.
Whoa, really?
Seared into its batter are precious bits of knowledge. Eating it is just as good for your brain as it is for your stomach.
Wow! I had no idea that was possible.
He's taking this so seriously, I almost feel bad.
All of your books are so interesting, Moggy-Loo. That's really cool.
There's no end to your curiosity, is there? What do you say? Want to take a closer look?
Boy, would I!
If you really do, then say, Magilu, I want to get to know you better.
Magilu, I want to get to know you better.
All right, I accept. I'll reveal to you my most private secrets.
Wow, so that's what's on the other side of these books. I wouldn't have ever guessed that.
What the? What are you doing with Laphicet?
He said he wanted to see, so I'm showing him. You have no right to stand in the way of his desires.
It's my job to protect him as his vessel, especially from someone so wicked as yourself. Also, what you're doing runs contrary to public decency.
Witches aren't supposed to be decent.
These bindings with the locks on them. This style used to be really popular during the Meliodas dynasty.
Now that I know you're such a bad influence for him, I'll be keeping a closer eye on you.
If you can't learn to take it easy, nobody's ever gonna want to marry you, you know.
Like you're a shining example of marriage material yourself.
Hey, Magilu, could you turn them over one more time? I want to see how the book's attached to your belt.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Magilu, I was wondering about that book you have on your waist. The one you called your heavy book, for flower pressings.
Your curiosity truly knows no bounds, does it, kiddo? Okay, nobody else knows this, but since you're so interested, I'd hate to leave you hanging. My heavy book, the one I use for flower pressings, is none other than a collection of Bienfu's poetry.
Bienfu likes to write poems?
Yep. You'd never guess it, but he's actually just about the best Moloch poet around. Some people even call him the Great Norman Poet. Here, I'll read you my favorite one. If there is something unimportant happening to the east, I'm made to go there and back. If there is something unimportant happening to the west, I'm made to go there and back. I can never rest nor be at peace. Every day my life is a living hell.
That's heavy stuff.
Isn't it? That's what makes it so good for pressing flowers. It's so wonderfully oppressively heavy.
Magilu, your face has gone all sinister looking.
Sounds less like a diary and more like a plea for help. Empty bowl garment. Red rosemary. Got 250 gold. Open. It's too long. Life bottle.
How about it, Laphicet? Picking up on anything?
Yeah, in the direction of the temple. The feeling's getting stronger now.
Another warp. They know this place is too big. Empty bowl waistcoat. Palamides Temple. Finally made it. Red sage.
What's this?
A demon!
The demon we heard about? Sounds like it's having fun.
Then we'll use this distraction.
Probably another person we can add to our unplayable party.
Wow, look outside! It's the ocean!
This was a place of worship for Amenoch, the Water Empyrean. The ancients built this sanctuary underwater for the same reason that Eumasia's temples were built underground.
But building this underwater couldn't have been easy.
Aye. With the Earth temples, all they had to do was keep digging. Here, they had water to contend with.
How did they do it? You can't split the sea like you can a log.
They started by stacking giant stone blocks in the shallows, creating an enclosed space. Then they drained the water and expanded the enclosure. Once they had done that enough times and secured enough dry space, they were able to dig into the sea floor.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it?
The humans believed that by going through such great hardships to build these temples, they could show the depth of their devotion.
Additionally, current research suggests the site of this temple once sat on the seacoast.
What? Are you saying I'm wrong?
No, I'm only reporting what I've read in academic journals.
How would coastal ruins sink into the ocean?
When the Empyreans began their slumber, the land shifted, and this temple was swallowed by the sea. Scholars were able to prove that the sand and the heavy stones formed an airtight seal around the structure. Later, people carved an undersea tunnel to connect to the temple, bringing it to its current state.
Now that you mention it, I think I read that book too. Revised Theories on Ancient Architecture, right?
That's the one. Have you read it, Eisen?
No, I only read the first edition.
The problem with the stone enclosure theory is that each time you expand the enclosure, the innermost stones have to be carried out. Once that was pointed out as being too inefficient, alternate theories were developed. The revised edition has a number of competing theories. I highly recommend reading it.
I will then.
So, wait, was that a complete rebuttal of Eisen's explanation?
That was not my intention.
It's okay. Archaeology is a continuous process of asking new questions and making new discoveries. Prevailing theories change all the time.
What's it matter anyway? Let's just get going. There's no Empyrean here, right, Eisen?
If you're worried about it, why not flip that coin of his? Heads, no Empyrean. Tails, Empyrean Central.
But it always comes up tails.
Like I said before, these temples are nothing more than places of worship built by human hands. The current religion started when humans, fearful of natural forces, began to worship four gods they called the Empyreans. If you're concerned about whether or not one is sleeping in these ruins, just remember that their very existence is only legend.
Be that as it may, Enominat certainly exists.
Aye. But I've never heard a single story of anyone actually seeing an Empyrean. Enominat must be a special case then.
Must be.
I suppose so. If there were four more like him, and they were all trying to stop us, we'd be sunk.
I can't disagree.
We have to fight the knights? Something's written on the monolith. The chalice bears a symbol that commands the flowing water. Should the chalice be filled with water and its mark turn blue, the water shall be as a wall to thwart your path. Should the chalice be dried by flame and its mark turn white, the impeding water shall lie still, opening a path before you. Chalice, huh? Indent on the pedestal. Looks like you can insert something into it. Okay, so this will help me somehow. That takes care of one waterfall. Palamides chalices. When the chalice is full of water, the waterfall connected to it flows, blocking the way through. Use fire to boil away the water so you can move onward. Okay. Can you... You can reverse it, but what's the point? Is there a purpose to it? Maybe it's connected. Maybe doing this fills up a different chalice. I don't know. So a new path. Denor bottle. Dark bottle. A jewel's embedded in a monolith. You remove it. Teardrop-shaped gemstone. What's this warp do? Whoa. Huh? Feeling I'm not supposed to be here yet. Life bottle. Okay, set the jewel. Uh-oh.
Well, it wiped out the security for us, but...
Well, look at that. Wolfie's got the crest of Aminoch. The same pendant worn by priestesses.
Then that makes this demon...
Yeah, she must be the missing mother, Mahina.
Can't be.
Don't just stand there. It's gonna eat you.
I know that, but...
Princess Summon, Lizzie! Princess Summon, Lizzie! No escape!
You thought I'd stop there? Annihilating?
Here it comes!
Ready to die? Whatever comes next. This is just the first step. To kill you! Howling Dragon!
Here it comes! The light of virtue! The dark of vice! Joining chaos! Chaos wolf! Fiery mirrors!
To think a priestess, beloved by her village, would become a demon. Eleanor? She's never going to be the same again. This is the least I can do for her. So says reason. Huh? That feeling. Damn!
Let the demon be. We don't need it.
Worrying Glossite provides ability to trigger random fatigue-related skills.
That demon. I guess she caught Daemonblight when she was looking for her daughter.
Yeah, that's what the girl at the inn said.
But even after turning into a demon, she's still searching for her daughter. Well, Rokurok, Kurogane, and Dial all remember what they wanted when they were human, right? Demon or not, she's a mother. It's no surprise she would still be protective of her child.
It could be that. Or it could be something else.
Well, I hope that's what it is.
I know that must be how she felt as a human, but demons don't have a sense of motherhood or any such thing. You saw how violent she was. She's not Mahina anymore. When she became a demon, she lost all capacity for empathy and love. It's heartbreaking, but it's the truth.
Velvet and Rokuro still have empathy.
One demon left unchecked could take 100 lives, and this one's even willing to attack exorcists. Demons can wipe out entire villages, even cities. just as they destroyed my village. Thus, my path is clear.
Eleanor is right. There's no turning back once you've changed. Perhaps it would be a mercy to grant her peace through death. Is Innominat really an Empyrean?
What makes you ask that all of a sudden?
Well, according to the song Grimm deciphered, Innominat is an 8-headed dragon, right? The Empyreans are supposed to be these holy beings, but using Therions to feed on malevolence sounds more sinister than divine to me.
You've got a point there. Empyreans are a type of Malachim, and that doesn't seem like any Malach we've seen. And even less so when we're talking an 8-headed dragon.
Is it so far-fetched?
What do you think will happen if the Therions come together in one place?
Well, it wouldn't be good. My guess is they'd merge together into a giant, horrific monster. The mighty beast will attack us with its 8 long, snake-like necks and 8 heads spitting hellfire!
I can see your worry.
Right? And that's 8 heads with only 6 of us to take them on. It'd be more than we could handle.
I'd have to conjure up a double or two.
You can do that?
Of course not.
Then why mention it?
Oh!
What is it, Laphicet?
Do you think each head would act of its own free will? Because if they do, they'd be uncoordinated, bumping into each other and going this way and that, giving us an opening. If we fight as one united whole, I know we can win.
Yes! If we work hand in hand, victory is ours. Right, everyone? Huh?
Us, united? Have you looked at us recently?
Well, I mean, maybe.
It won't open. Is there some sort of trick to it?
Well, you could always try busting through it, but I wouldn't. Who knows what sort of traps you might trigger?
I know. Look at that diamond-shaped stone in the door. Haven't we seen that somewhere else?
You're right. It was on the pedestal with that chalice.
That huge thing? You must have some sharp eyes there.
I was more interested in what was inside that chalice.
So, what? That chalice is the key?
Somehow I doubt it'll be that simple. Some stones are colored and some aren't. It must hold some kind of significance.
I think you're right.
Come on! Okay, now it's being filled. Okay.
Oh, a water bridge!
No, the bridge is still there. Red lavender. Oh, what the? Jewel, you remove it. Okay, flower-shaped gemstone. Open cats. Void Norman set for Eisen. Seems like a one-way path here. It opens a path over there. So warp I used before. Okay, we fill this one. Okay, now they say they want me to like this one. $2,400 gold. Okay, let's activate this. Gradient Doll.
Oh.
Something's written on the monolith. The lock of the sacred sealed door is governed by the blue and white jewels of the 7 chalices. When the jewels of the chalices shine, the jewels of the door shall shine alike. When the 7 jewels shine in unison, the way to the inner sanctum shall open. Need to refill this one. As soon as you activate the mechanism, you sense high mana begin to permeate the temple. You seem to release some kind of sealed energy. Okay. The boss should be nearby.
Coming from further inside.
How very intriguing.
And people waistcoat. Red chamomile. A tree monster.
Well, there you are.
That barrier again!
Looks like we were right. Another Therion.
Just as Velvet conjectured, each of the 7 heads seems to assume a different form.
The sensation! It was here!
Oh, look at that. I guess your hunch panned out too, kiddo.
This is just how I felt in Ward Forest. That must have been an Earth Pulse point back there, too.
Well, what are we going to do with this one? Can we get it to shrink like that bug of yours?
I don't care whether it lives or dies. As long as we defeat it and take out one of Inominat's heads, that's all that matters.
Try not to let it eat you.
That'd be very uncomfortable.
Ready to feel the burn? Is it happening? What the? Is it happening?
No escape! Double haze! Good start! No escape! For 3! For 4! No escape! No escape!
Heaven's Wrath!
Hurricane for the blue! Deception!
Heaven's Wrath!
For 2! Double haze! For the blue! No escape! Double haze!
Heaven's Wrath!
Hey, for the blue! Armor crusher! Mountain fury! For the blue! Good start! Double haze! Hey, for the blue! Mountain fury!
Damn. This thing does not play nice.
Shooting star! Double one! Gateway! Double haze! 4-5!
Internal force!
4-4! Hurricane!
No mercy!
You thought I'd stop there?
Annihilating! Here, Tice! You wronged me! Here's your justice! By the order!
Killing flash! Behold the arts of my ancestors! Ungiven style! Aaron!
Now, with a single breath, they appear! Here they come! There's no stopping them now! Good!
Ready to die? Whatever comes next! This is just the first step! To kill you! Howling Dragon!
Here it comes! Resound! Arise! Become the rate of destruction! Lost bond! Yeah!
Literally everyone in the party, I think.
I don't think this Therion's getting any smaller.
The demon again! I'm not letting you go this time!
There was no other way it could have ended.
Is that Therion eating the demon?
Malevolence must refer to demons then.
Feeding on demons. I know what that's like.
Mommy. Look! It turned into a little girl.
Is that Kamoana?
Mommy, why? Why did you leave me all alone? Did I do something wrong? Was I too weak? I'm sorry, Mommy. I'm sorry.
No, this can't be happening.
I tried so hard to be strong for you, Mommy. The man from the Abbey made me strong. So please, Mommy, please come back.
The Abbey made her strong?
By turning her into a Therion? Jeez, those happy jokers really get off on this sacrifice stuff, don't they?
I can't believe it. That woman, she was trying to save her own daughter.
Mommy! Mommy! I miss you. Mommy!
Dying, unable to save her daughter, all she could do was offer herself to feed her hungry child.
No, this is my fault.
So, should we bring her with us?
Someone like her will only slow us down.
That Therion isn't going anywhere.
Oscar! What is the Abbey doing? Please tell me, I have to know!
Eleanor, the less you know, the better.
I must know! I killed her mother, and then the poor girl, she...
Ah, so she must have devoured the demon. But don't let that trouble you. The demon was a necessary sacrifice to bring an end to this world's pain and suffering.
It wasn't just some demon! She was a mother! She was all this girl had! Her one and only mother!
Be that as it may, those who possess strong wings must...
It's not nice to make a girl cry.
Mommy! Kamawana.
It's now or never.
Out of the way, Laphicet.
Wait! Have you no compassion?
This isn't up for discussion.
I thought you just wanted to weaken Innominat! You can sever the link! You don't have to kill her! Velvet!
Oh, someone's had a change of heart. Apparently, a woman's tears truly do have frightening power.
I'm just curious about something Grimoire said. I can always kill this one later.
If we're taking her with us, we'd better grab her and go. No sense lingering in the enemy's territory.
Hey, Kamawana. My name's Laphicet. Do you want to come with me and my friends and get out of here?
Where's my mommy? I'll be lonely without her.
You're not alone, sweetie. I promise. Even if she's far away, your mother will always be looking over you.
How do you know?
Because that's what my mother does for me, too.
Let's go, Kamawana.
Okay.
Wandering Ghost got a few things mastered. Marathoner Ventite. Okay, this unlocks Chain Battle Grade bonus. So if I can fight battles consecutive, very close to each other, I can get a grade bonus. But if I flee or a character is KO'd, then I lose that bonus. That will make it easier to encounter those dire foes, but that's also kind of a drawback because I don't want to counter them all the time. Ugh. It would be so easy to. Velvet. I know, Eleanor is having a hard enough time as it is. I won't do anything that might push her over the edge. So we're sparing this guy for now. Even if he shows up as a boss later. Does this place look like it have more malevolence?
Malevolence is getting stronger.
My. The effects are already starting to show.
Oh man, I knew something was... Yeah, as soon as I see these black dots, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, this does not look like a happy, peaceful beach anymore. Okay, this part doesn't look too bad. But still a little closer to the village than I'd like. This is about to turn into a war zone.
Grim, what's up? Did you come to share something else you found in that book?
Not quite. I'm afraid the malevolence has grown too dense for me to hole up at the inn reading.
Malevolence?
The hell? What's that coming out of their bodies?
Malevolence. They're all hitting their limits.
Daemonblight! Even the inn girl! Why is this happening?
They're demons now. Their malevolence is spilling over.
The malevolence. All of that energy spilling from their bodies? That's what causes the Daemonblight?
Do you know what Daemonblight really is? What demons are?
They couldn't have gotten far. Track them down at all costs.
We'll talk later. The exorcists are going to have their hands full with these demons. Let's get back to the ship while we can.
Gonna should I have to fight them all? It's red, we can't ever go back. Okay, good thing I already got all the drops I needed from that dungeon. You know what, let's just warp to Yseult. I'm too lazy to fight everything. But is Yseult self-demon blighted as well? That's not good. Okay, these guys seem to be fine for now. But the music is not stopping. I don't like this. You there, are you a demon? Hey, did you just hear a strange sound coming from Haria Village? It was totally just the waves. Be careful around the penguins. They may be domesticated, but they're still meat eaters. Huh, they won't eat people though, will they? See for yourself if you want, but I'm telling you, fooling around with beasts ain't wise. Alright, I'll take your word for it. They could turn to demons, couldn't they? But if they're fishes, then would they turn to a fish demon or a bird demon? Oh, another peaceful day. Oh, yeah, while this music is playing, yeah, sure. But it doesn't look like this place will go down because there are some unique facilities here, like this card-playing girl. The way they scuttle around, that mysterious design. Crabs are just awesome. Gross is the word I would have gone with. I think tasty describes them best. These Ammonok figurines just aren't selling, but I guess there aren't many people coming through. Unless you don't think it's the problem with the figurines themselves, do you? My Ammonok figures, I know they're charming, but they just don't sell. Maybe they're just ahead of their time. Lord Oscar is the new governor of Southgan. He's a good, honest man. I'm sure he and Priestess Mahina can come to a favorable agreement. Too late. Buying and selling rare insects is my trade. I'm here to collect rhinoceros and stag beetles from this area. I used to gather them in the workforce, but the Abbey has that place closed off now. This is an unusual line of work. Who buys bugs in days like these? There are always passionate collectors out there. Some people say they'll pay anything for a demon insect specimen. It's a frightening world. Maybe the beetle that we have turned to a demon because it was mad that its friends were being captured and sold. Never guess what I saw. It was early this morning down by the coast. The new exorcist Oscar was up in a tree collecting cast-off cicada husks. You don't see that kind of cicada outside this island, you know? And I guess he's still a young boy at heart after all. Yseult used to be the hottest vacation spot around. Newlyweds would flock here on their honeymoons. Hooey, how come my generation misses out on all the cool stuff? I think you would have trouble finding a husband no matter your surroundings. Why would the Abbey set up camp in a backward place like Palamides? Yseult is the heart of Southgate, so defending it first seems more reasonable to me. Knowing, so, yeah, they probably didn't want a demon outbreak there near Palamides. Apparently playing underneath houses is dangerous, so we're not allowed in their fort anymore. Overcoming a little danger is all part of the process of growing up. Adults just don't understand. I say, I had no idea the situation in Haria was that bad. Yeah, everyone chose one side or the other, the Abbey versus Ammonok. And in a little village like that, tension builds up fast. I understand how they feel, but right now the Abbey is our only option. Being stationed in Southgate is rough. I lost 20 pounds since I got here. You've got a long way to go yet. I've lost over 60 pounds. Isn't that worth a trip to the doctor?
Where are we going? Where's my mom?
Kamoana, your mother is still far away.
Then I need to wait for her at home. Let's go back to Haria.
Scary demons are running through the village. It's too dangerous there now.
But I want to see my mom.
Your mom would be sad if you got hurt by a demon. Come with us, and we'll keep you safe until she comes back.
Okay, I'll go with you. I wouldn't want Mom to be sad.
Young love. Romance is in the air. So I was thinking, it might be fun to take a boat out from a clear beach. You know, together. Just the two of us, unless you don't want to. I do, it's just... If a demon shows up, will you protect me? Of course I will, I'll protect you with my life. It may seem like summer all the time in Southgate if you're an outsider, but it's been getting cooler and cooler for the past 10 years or so. When I was a boy, it was always blazing hot during summer festival season. Wait, now I think about it, it started to cool down about around the time people's faith in Ammonok started to wane. Up north they have towns in ruins, and demons are burning ports and even singing the royal villa. Compared to that, Yseult seems quite peaceful. Hey, I'm gonna be free soon, right? I'm afraid if I turn free without finding a woman, I'll come down to the Daemonblight. I don't know what you're getting at, but you'd make a butt-ugly demon, that's for sure. Excellent work out there. You're here for your reward, right? Okay, flesh-rending star. Yeah, it's listed as new even though I already killed it. That was from my only opportunity for a while. Wait, where's number 11? Did I skip one? Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. It turns out that number 11 is from one of the older continents, I think. Which one was that again? Pretty sure it was the one with Hanged Man. I'm pretty much naming the continents by which dire foe I'm finding in them. So right now I'm on the Queen Bee continent. That code red number 11 should be in the Hanged Man continent.
All right. You're going to tell me about the Daemonblight and malevolence. Are you seriously thinking of breaking the Moloch taboo?
That depends.
Moloch taboo?
This is about more than just the demons. You could say it's the truth behind how this world really works. The knowledge can be devastating to humans, throwing into question everything they think they know. And so the Malachim agreed to withhold it from humans, for their own protection.
Do you still want to know?
It's not like I'm a human anymore.
I can't keep lying to myself. I can't go on unless I know the truth.
You asked for it. First of all, this illness you call Daemonblight does not exist. Any human carries the potential of becoming a demon. All it takes is for the malevolence lurking in their heart to overflow.
And what exactly is this malevolence?
Impure emotions beyond what reason can suppress. Think of it as the sin buried in men's souls.
So you knew.
I'm a witch. So malevolence is the darkness in all our hearts. Make any sense to you guys? Any at all?
When you put it like that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
By nature, humans are incited by negative energy. It is easy to turn them towards impurity, creating malevolence. In fact, most people are constantly generating malevolence.
It might even be possible that demons are people's true selves, and what little reason they possess is all that keeps them in human form.
If the masses realize this, the realm would be thrown into utter chaos. That's why the Abbey propagates the lie of Daemonblight.
So I presume.
That can't be true! You know yourselves there weren't any demons before the opening!
It used to be that humans couldn't see demons, or Malachim. Not unless they possessed a unique spiritual talent we call resonance.
All your average human would see was someone turning extremely violent. Unable to explain what was happening, they'd just call those people possessed or feral.
Then what made people see them all of a sudden?
I don't know. My guess would be that something triggered greater resonance among all of humanity. And then, on the day of the Advent, all humans gained the ability to perceive Malachim. And in the following days, the exorcist numbers swelled.
This has to be Artorius' doing.
But if there's no sickness, why would an entire village turn into demons at the same time?
8-headed is the lord of the land, with 7 mouths to devour malevolence. Humans produce malevolence, which Therions consume and transmit to a Nominat. But when we removed Kamawana from the Earth Pulse point...
Clever boy. That's right. With no Therion to absorb their malevolence, the villagers could no longer contain it.
So you're saying it's all my fault?
Hey, what's going on? You all look so sad. It's scaring me.
On the other hand, at least now we know we can trust the contents of that ancient book. We tear the Therions away from their Earth Pulse points. Inominat's power will wane, and will prevent this awakening.
But if we take away the Therions, then more and more humans will turn into demons.
It's the only way to kill Artorius.
Ooh, the knives come out.
So even the truth won't stop you. Very well.
Since each Therion looks different, we'll only find them by capturing the Earth Pulse points one by one.
What separates humans and demons?
That's Eleanor.
Cheer up, Eleanor. Your mommy's looking over you too, you know.
Yeah, so she is. Thank you, Kamawana.
Grimoire, I want you to tell me more about what you said earlier. About malevolence? I told you, the subject is taboo. I understand that human emotions create a poison called malevolence that turns people into demons. Is there no way to stop malevolence from being created? As long as humans remain human, no. Malevolence is born of emotion, you see. But your kind must have found a way around it. Malachim experience emotions too. But Malachim do not produce malevolence, unlike humans. That's a lie. I've watched a Malak turn into a demon. That only happens when we are exposed to too much external malevolence. True. The island was full of prisoners and demons. And Melchior hit that Malak with something that turned it into a wyvern. Was it malevolence? To Malachim, malevolence is a powerful toxin. We seek those of purity to serve as vessels to protect us from it. It is not a perfect solution, however.
If the vessel is corrupted, the Malach is as well.
That is correct.
So if Eleanor turns into a demon, then Laphicet... That must be what Eisen meant when he said he'd hate to see Laphicet's vessel broken.
A small crack in one's soul is often all it takes to break a person apart. So try not to pick on our squeaky clean exorcist too much,
Thanks for the warning.
I heard stories of Corsair Scourge coming from all over lately. I haven't heard of any new cases for nearly 10 years. Why now? Maybe it really is the era of disaster. Could be. In any case, I'm telling everyone I know to keep Salatoma close at hand. Always be sure none of your supplies are spoiled before setting sail. Get the cruise ship loaded up and ready to sail. If I catch you slacking, I'll string you up by your feet from the main mast. Remember to pack plenty of fruit and vegetables. That's the secret of surviving long voyages.
So I rescued this poacher who'd run away from one of those Class 4 islands, right? She mentioned something about being hired by some chef to go hunt a rare wolf on the island. But she didn't see a single blasted critter on that island, let alone any rare wolf. Place was empty.
Then why did she run away?
Even though she never saw nothing, she kept hearing some beast howling round the island. Freaked her right out, I tell ya. When she got back to her boat, her food had been pilfered and her ship was scratched up to hell. She got out of there as quick as she could, but her ship sunk soon as she hit open water.
Sounds like whatever's there is as smart and manipulative as it is vicious.
Sounds like. Later I heard some talk about how several exorcists had gotten killed on that island. If you plan on going, you'd best be very cautious.
Class 4 admin zone. Beast type? Beast rule that island. If you plan on hunting there, be careful you don't end up as prey. You need to set up an anti-beast combo.
Sir, we just received a Sylph J from the boss of the Bloodwings. She has a job for us and wants us to meet her in Logris. How should we respond?
Let's do it. Besides, we need to see if that demon in the villa was actually a Therion.
Good point. And the Bloodwings might know something about the other Therions too. We're heading for Logris. Prepare to set sail.
Ready anytime!
Class 4 beast quarter. Open. Okay, let's see.
I'll finish this quickly.
So sharpful if I use Rising Falcon.
I'll stop you! No escape! Next!
It's a different. What?
Armor crusher! Double haze!
Oh, you guys won't go down. How many more do I have? Holy crap. Oh my goodness, they're still going. Okay, we got him.
Come on, put up some fight, okay?
Oh, snake bite. I already got first light steps, but I can use a snake bite. Okay, bad news. I can't actually return to Yseult. I have to go straight to Zexen. Actually, I can't even go back to Renede. That kind of sucks. Wow, they're really locking me in the story now. That I might have... Okay, no, I'm still fine. I got everything I needed from the island anyways. I'm still good. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Tales of Berseria. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.